Blessings,
Yes.
blessings, 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 everybody out there in the universe. My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down to Earth podcast with Rastafari Samurai. Today, we got a great guest on our show. Would you like to introduce yourself to the universe?
Hi, my name is Ricci the Ruler.
Uh, can you
It's
turn it up
working.
a little
It's
bit?
working now.
So, no,
Go,
no, it's working.
keep going. Keep going.
So, where are you from? If you could tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm a singer-songwriter. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
I listened to some of your music, and it's like soulful, like R&B type. Like, is that like
Hmm.
your style? If you were to like describe it?
I don't have a style. I'm a songwriter, so I go through all genres, but I like the fact that you said it was soulful because I feel like that's important to music. So
So, like, how long have you been like doing music serious for, like, professional?
serious, seriously, professionally, I would say 2 years. If I'm gonna be honest with myself, I've always been a performer, or I've always done something with music. In high school, I played the tenor saxophone. Middle school, I played the flute. Um, I was in, choir, and I also wrote songs, but it wasn't something that I was necessarily looking to pursue. It was just something that really just made me happy, so, a skill that I developed that I just like to continue to challenge myself on, just for my own self.
Yeah. So, like, now with your music, now, like, what's the feedback you're getting from the people around you, like, your peers about your music?
I mean, my peers seem to really like my music, which is really great. Because when you go from using something that's just for catharsis, just for therapy, something that's therapeutic for yourself, and then putting it out into the world for people to criticize, you're kind of hoping that they will like it. And I don't think that people like my music just because they like me. I think they just genuinely like my music, and that's a really awesome feeling.
All right. Have you performed recently at any venues?
Actually, I have a performance tonight. Yeah, so I'll be doing it's a cocktail hour, so I have an hour to perform. For the NAACP Long Island Islip chapter. That'll be at 6:30 tonight.
That's cool. That's
So
cool.
yeah, the new year is kind of starting off with a great pace. I'm like really really excited for the opportunities that are just coming out of nowhere, like this podcast, for example. I'm just really thankful for you guys reaching out to me to let me,
Heck, man.
share
Even
some
though
of
we
my
had technical
story.
difficulties, yeah. So, like, in Long Island, it's famous, like, for example, artists like the Wu Tang, right? That's like what a lot of people know it from, like, hip hop. Could you tell me like a little bit about like maybe the other genres, like what you're saying, you're a writer, so like the R&B side? I don't know any famous R&B artists from Long Island. There might be, but I don't know. Do you know?
Well, I wouldn't say R&B technically, but Mariah Carey, come on. She's the
Mariah Carey.
GOAT. Christmas time belongs to her. Actually, all of December belongs to Mariah Carey. Um, there's Billy Joel. So, you have Billy Joel. He's more rock, he's pop as well. There's a lot of artists that that are actually from Long Island, but they don't claim it. It's a
Mm.
suburb, so it's I guess it gives you more credit to, especially in the hip hop world, to be from a more urban community, a more metropolitan area, and it makes sense because I live on Long Island. There's not much of a music scene here, so
Yeah.
it would make sense to venture out to the city where you have people that are trying to go and pursue their dreams. Long Island's really for once you've already accomplished what you need to accomplish, you want to settle down, have a family, just very quiet, just laid back.
Mhm. So, do you want to travel, like, and like like do a little tour? Is that anything in the future you would be looking
That
for?
would be awesome. That would be really cool. With a great opportunity, the right setting, the right setup, of course. Like I've already performed outside of state. Um Last year I actually went to California, and that was like my first performance of that year. So that was really cool. The people in California are like very chill, and the weather, it's like it's hard to explain it. It's like you're in like a dome with like artificial weather. It's like always perfect. It's never too hot. It's never too cold. It's just very interesting.
So how do you feel about the atmosphere for artists now? Because social media is the biggest thing for like basically if you're not on social media for a business or like a artist, it's like you don't exist really, right? Because you need
Yeah.
it for networking. But for the artists now, with all these streaming and like like what do you feel is the best way for an artist to stand out in this like era?
I mean, not to sound generic, but I feel like the best way to stand out is to just be authentically yourself. I feel like there's a lot of people doing the same thing, and that can be kind of boring. So if you're a person that just takes your craft seriously, tries to really listen to the people. An artist is, if you're an artist or you're pursuing music, you have to understand it's not just about your talents. It's about, I guess, your business mind, your marketing mind. Like the people that are enjoying your music, they're consumers. You have to really put your ear out to social media. Social media is your friend. In fact, a lot of my songs come from social media, looking at toxic memes or things like that. So I don't even have to really dig within to find inspiration. I can go outside of myself and look at what's going on in the world, for example, how men and women communicate with each other, how the economy, things like that you can find inspiration from. I feel like this is the best time for an artist, to be honest. You have so much access to information, you have so much access to people, and yeah, I feel like it's even better. I can't hear your question.
Like, for example, tonight you're going to be going out to perform. I feel that's the best way to get to the people, like going out to perform. Like you're talking about how to like besides social media. That's what I'm talking about,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
when you go out to perform, that's even better to like get like for me for the artist because people are seeing like you're a real artist. You're not just
Oh,
media.
ab- absolutely. Social media, the way that I think about social media, that's like your resume. That just like the paper stuff that the highlights of who you are as an artist. But when you have the opportunity to actually perform, that's like the interview. And I've never been at an interview that I didn't get a job at. So, like, word to mouth is equally as powerful as social media. You have to use both of them. This event that I'm going to be performing at, tonight was a word to mouth, type of situation where I actually work. I have a regular 9 to 5 job. I
Yeah.
work, the person that's coordinating it heard my supervisor talking about how I was singing, and my supervisor saying she's my manager because she wants me to be a big artist. So she's talking to everybody about how Erica or Ricky, she's a singer, and Doreen heard about that. She's just like, "Oh, do you really sing?" And I was just like, "Yes." And I sent her one of my songs, and she's just like, "I would love to have you do the perform at a cocktail hour. Have you ever performed? Are you interested?" This is actually the second time that I'll be doing this event. But the first time I said, no, I've never, really performed, but I think I could do it. And she's just like, okay. So obviously I passed the interview because I'm back again and I'm really excited.
And you see how you say that, interesting how you say that interview. This is what me and my brother always try to like, promote is like your interviews, what you do should be the same way how you mention it. It should be you should be promoting your interviews from different network like us or
Hmm.
whoever because when you promote it, those people like it's just the algorithm. It goes out there that you have it just goes everywhere that it's like a resume. You're talking about your background as an
Exactly.
artist. So people who are like producers, engineers, they'll check that out and they check it out.
Exactly.
That's
So
what you
that's
gotta
cool.
do.
I feel like
It
artists now
gets
have
more
an
viral.
advantage because of that.
It gets more viral because their network, right? From the interview, whatever you do
Hmm.
on their network now, people's on their network who don't know you, they will get to know you. You get what I'm saying? So it is important to be on different people's platform networks on getting a interview
Exactly.
on your music, on your brand.
That's
Exactly.
true. Fact. And another way I feel now, as big as social media is, I think it's gonna get back to like a little bit you got to do like the old way. Like you actually have to have posters and like certain things like billboards of yourself, even as an independent person, if you invest in yourself out there, because now it's cheaper to do those things. You got to actually put your stuff in mom and pop shops, maybe the popular mom and pop shops. You have a poster, right? It's getting back to that, I feel, because people are going to store. People do go out.
we gotta bring the street teams back for real.
That's the fact.
We gotta bring the street teams out for real.
Check this out. I'm glad you brought that up. You see with the street teams now, that's how you can get to brand your merch and all of that, because they'll be wearing your merch, promoting your music, and all of that.
Yeah.
Right?
The street teams is an important thing, but a lot of people I find it is like lazy with like promotion nowadays. So everybody just relies just on the social media part. Like anybody could go on the computer and do something, but when it's like to organize like a street team or like go, like I said, have a poster in a store, or like, you get what I mean? Like that is like too much for people, but that's what you got to do to get to the next level, I feel.
You know what? I feel like it doesn't, to say lazy, I feel like that's a little harsh because, just myself as, as an independent artist, just trying to, break 1,700 followers, I'm six away. Anybody that's listening to this, just share this so I can get some followers.
Congrats
so
to
that. If you like Ricky, tell everybody that you like Ricky. Tell them why you like Ricky. But I wouldn't go as far to say lazy.
No, but I'm more talking about probably the artists who have they do have what do you say, the access, or they actually have the funds, but they're using it on something else. You get, I mean, what's not going to benefit them, and they could and they wonder why they how come but you're using your money.
Sometimes money isn't the end all be all, because I know firsthand, people that didn't really come from much that are just really good at marketing. So it really doesn't come. It's not really about.
But it's investing in yourself. Yeah.
Investing in yourself and what you know, and what you know.
You're right, because that's what I meant. Like they're not investing it; they're investing it in the wrong areas. But then they want to do something.
Sometimes the investment itself is just going onto YouTube and learning certain things. It doesn't always have to do with, it doesn't always have to do with money. Like just learning, studying different aesthetics and, studying different artists and how they attack certain things. Those things can be duplicated and used to your own benefit. So, right now I'm in the student phase where I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of throwing things at the wall, trying to see what kind of sticks. But so far, what's sticking is me. People seem to like me as my personality and who I am, and that's really cool because I'm not changing. So
you're witty. You make some content creation. I've been watching a bit of, not only that, even off of your Off the World podcast, like you're comedic a bit. I like it, and that's what we need. That's what you need. You have to have fun with the industry as well. Besides the business, don't get me wrong, the business is the biggest part, but you have to have fun with it too. If you don't have fun with it, it's not a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then it feels like work. Who wants to work?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out of working. You feel me?
Exactly. Right. That's great.
But it is.
But it's work. It's work. It's, put it this way. It's not really work if you see the business as being fun.
Yeah, you gotta.
Or what you if you love what you do.
Yeah, then after it's not work. It's like to other people maybe it's work, but to you it's like, this is my passion. This is what I breathe, live and breathe.
What I've learned too, right? Even as being an artist, is that when you at the first time, what they say is fun, right? Because you love the art. But as you start doing music, and now you're doing you're uploading your music and you're putting it on all these different platforms now you want to know the business, where it's going. The artist who's really serious want to know where it's going, and you got to protect yourself sometimes, because I heard stories of people taking people's music and use it, like big artists taking people's music and redoing it as their own, right?
Please. there's big artists that will put a story post that they're in your city and they want to collab, and you reach out to them and they tell you how much their prices are, and you say, wow, that's reasonable. You send them money and you never get anything. You never get a service.
How about this? Make sure that I wanted to bring up another thing related to what you're saying. Make sure that your brand is protected. And what I mean by protected, as in you're part of like the music society.
That's what I said. That's what I already said.
You know what I mean? No, I know, because if you don't do that, right?
Yeah.
You see the big artists now? I bet you any money they go through the ones who, okay, let me see, they might have a hot thing, but they didn't get their shit properly done.
Yeah, that
so
happens.
now I could take this and there's nothing they can do about it.
That happens.
You know what I mean? Like, say for instance, a song lyric or something, right?
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, but I'm just turning it technically, more technical. Like, say for instance, here it's called SOCAN, the Music Society, in the states.
No, but
and all of that,
when we're talking about business, right?
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Business. As you're saying, fun. What it comes down to is, like, I'm just gonna say, not you, but some artists, younger artists, they don't know nothing about what you're saying, so they just care about doing music.
But that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. But that's what I'm getting at with the big artists.
Yeah,
they know that they didn't handle their business properly.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
like taking shit, shit, right? And if they take it, right, knowing the fact that they didn't do their business properly, I could get away with it.
They take advantage of the naivety and the ignorance of the new upcoming artists, the younger artists.
And that's where the fun stops, when the younger artists learn. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And they learn.
These stories have came up in the past.
You know what? That's a very profound statement, because sometimes it's the bad experiences that help us the most. If you went through life unscathed, you probably wouldn't be that great of, like, you would have so much privilege, you probably wouldn't be that great of a person to talk to if you didn't go through those types of experiences. I mean, for me personally, I learned to be very weary about exchanging money and services, online, just because somebody says who they are.
I bet you, because you're so active, right? I bet you get all of these promo guys. Oh, promoted on this. Oh, paid this and that, right?
Oh, I always knew that was a scam.
All the time, right?
Who falls for that?
I'm getting that all the time too. You know what I mean? They're all saying the same shit. And guess what? Sometimes I test them, You know how I test them? I go, yo, check this out. How about we do a partnership instead? And they're like, well, then you're not serious, man. Block! You know what I mean? Block!
On the other hand, though, besides those people, there are places you could go and pay legit and get legit.
Exactly. But you're doing it. You're doing it, and you know where your dollar's going. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Instead of, you're going with a third, fourth party, you have no idea.
So I'm gonna go on to something else. How do you feel about, like, being a woman in the industry in 2023 versus maybe 6 years ago? Like, just seeing even other woman artists, like how the industry is towards, especially urban music.
I feel like it's the best time to be a woman in the music industry, to be honest, especially being a dark-skinned Black girl. I feel like this is the perfect time and the perfect opportunity for Black women.
Things are flipping.
I like how you said that. Listen, this because this down to earth.
I'm claiming that.
Now that you said that, I'm gonna get into that. No, dark-skinned Black girl, because for so long, for years and years, it's been light-skinned Black girl promoted in all the music videos.
Hold on. It relates. It's not only that. Even movies on TV.
Yeah, but
shows.
I'm sticking to the music now.
No, but it's related. It's related.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go out of that because
it's related.
I know it is related, but I'm talking about the music.
Go ahead. About music. I said go ahead.
When you watch these hip hop videos, because they promote the woman in these videos, right? They promote in the music videos from I can remember, especially in the 90s up till now. And even the artists who are promoted, like the R&B female artists or hip-hop artists, they're all mostly light-skinned. The only ones who came recently as dark-skinned women is Lauryn Hill and SZA, and there's a couple others maybe I don't know as much who are more underground.
So she's right. When
Jasmine
it comes
Sullivan, what?
Jasmine Sullivan, of course, you told me, but they still don't push her like the others, right? So like
Okay.
Jasmine Sullivan, you're right. And there's there's what's her name? Who's the American Idol winner? Forgot Jennifer Hudson.
And Fantasia.
But for a while, so for a while they were trying to get onto that boat with the dark skinned woman, with like Fantasia and them, right? But it's still not promoting it. If you check it, the percentage is still not like a Rihanna, Beyonce, and the list goes on. Like probably the majority of them is all light skinned women, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I would agree. I would tend to agree, but it really depends on what you're looking for. Like some artists are not.
I'm just saying that
he's going by the industry, like
the industry,
how
the
the
industry
how they promote it.
Yeah,
like they say, like, I think this look. You know how they go. I think this look is better, or something.
Even with
like
the guys, I talked about this in a podcast before. Even the guys too. I called it something experience. My dad talked about this. Look at like all the world, like Bob Marley, Barack Obama, Jay-Z, Nas. Even in the hip hop, it's the same thing too. J. Cole. The only dark guy is Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick, but he's the GOAT. Come on.
No, he's good, but I'm saying check out the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that colorism is still an existing thing, but I feel like with social media, I feel like we've all become so educated on how extremely toxic and ignorant that is, especially within our Black community. Like it's one thing to expect that from outside communities because of the effects of the transatlantic slave trade, and Jim Crow and things like that. It's like it's expected for other cultures to not really understand that, but internally within the Black community, I feel like it's more than just we have to do better. I feel like we have actively been doing better. There's so many pages. For me personally, I feel like without pages like Dark Skinned Women, for example, where I get to see representation of women that look like myself, in a positive light, because we do see dark-skinned women portrayed in media and in music and things like that, but we don't always have a very favorable depiction of ourselves. So I feel like people are really starting to open their eyes, become educated, also just being able. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yeah. I see you.
Oh wait, my bad. But
all good.
I feel like the climate is just more open to receiving us, and by us I mean people that look like me, because I mean, it's just skin, and I mean, do you see it? Come on, like I feel like people can appreciate it more. I feel like people was low-key afraid to appreciate it. They didn't want to appreciate it, but they always did. It's just like the way that it's switched up, it means that it's something that they was always looking for. I'm just gonna give it to them.
I seen it in Black Panther. When Black Panther came out, that's what I say kind of popularized, like bringing it back to the new generation with the Black Panther movie, because they had the black woman as some of the head of the cast, right? And then it's going. That's what I see.
Woman King.
And they made that Woman King.
Woman King, yeah.
That Woman King is good, yo.
Yeah, so they made that, and they had them in Black Panther. So that's what gave like other people in the world like that commercial look, kind of like a fictional but realistic, like of African culture, something what people.
It's just a very powerful representation of us as a whole, without it having to do with overcoming slavery, like honestly. So I feel like those movies are very, very important to see us in positions of power and not overcoming being oppressed. So yeah.
So what's next? What's next for you? Like, you gonna do a project, like an EP or singles? You're gonna just keep dropping
more videos?
Well, actually, I do have. I don't want to talk too much about it. As far as my music videos, I do have some things kind of in the cut
for 2023, right?
2023 booked and busy. 2023 for Ricky.
Well, keep us updated
send us anything what's new or anything. We'll be promoting it. You don't know.
Absolutely. So, I have a project that's going to be coming out soon. It's called ET. And in 2 weeks, I'll be dropping another single as a prelude to TC. So to ET. So we'll see what happens. TC is the producer. That was a flip. But he's very important to that too.
Well, let people know and remind the people where they can find you on all digital platforms when all of this do come out.
Hey,
let them know all your channels.
So if y'all like this little conversation, just know it only gets better at RICCI_the ruler. That's Ricci_the ruler. That's my tag for all social media platforms. And by the way, you can actually type in Ricci the Ruler on Google and I pop up. So if you have difficulty finding me, if you have a difficulty finding me, sometimes it comes up big, sometimes it comes up small, but it'll say Ricci the Ruler, musical artist. So check me out.
That's good. Bless up. I wanted to ask her one more question. What was some of her musical inspirations?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow. The 70s. The 70s. I can't even pinpoint what specific genre of the 70s, but even when I go into the studio and I record without the auto-tune because I just want to get that feeling. And I feel like if I can't hit this note, then I need to either practice more or I need to pass it to someone that can. I feel like the 70s, when you said that my music had this soulful undertone, that was really a really big compliment to me because I feel like the 70s has so much soul, and not just in the soul genre and rock and roll and pop and disco. There's so many organic musical creations that were birthed from that generation, and we hear it in the 90s. In the 90s, we sample all the 70s music, so
I'm really glad to hear this. You know why I'm glad to hear this? Because a lot to learn from you with that, because we all went to school, right? And check this out. And if you're interested in the culture of the music and all of that, you should go back and do some research on, not ones of now, do ones of get inspired, you know what I mean? Who made hits and all of that. Not track hits, you know what I mean? Because up to this day, there's one hits are in movies and soundtracks in television shows. That's one thing. You don't know. You know what I mean? So please,
thank you for that information, what you said, for people to hear this and learn from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate y'all.
You want to say before we come off the station? Ricci the Ruler.
Ricci the Ruler.
You're in Long Island right now?
I am in Long Island. I'm in my bedroom right now. I'm chilling.
It's just that because we have another artist up in NYC. We're doing a podcast. I wouldn't mind to link you up with it.
Oh wow! So, definitely slide. That's
why I be saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly in New York she's at, but
we'll link you.
I'll link you up, and we'll for sure keep in touch about that.
We'll link you.
Definitely. Always stay in touch. Always.
From one podcast to another. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just like that.
Yeah, why not? Yo. Well, you gotta be the ruler, not true? You gotta be the ruler.
You gotta rule it. I don't gotta be. I am already.
All right then.
People are just starting to catch up with it.
Well, put it this way. Let the rain begin. How about that?
Yes, thank you. I'm claiming that. I receive it. I receive it for real. I receive it. I do.
You don't know. You give us a shout out before we head out here for Down to Earth Podcast here.
Shout out to the Down to Earth Podcast, y'all. Keep on checking in with them. They're great.
You don't know. It's not a pleasure having Ricci the Ruler on here. But always, before we end up, I always have to say this. This is the Rastafari Samurai. Never leaving you dry in your eye. Prove this message nationwide. Pop, 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 pop. You don't know. A Rastafari. This delivery. You don't know. Thank you.
And it's your host, Sean Myrie of the Down to Earth Podcast. Bless up, Ricci the Ruler.
You don't know.
People subscribe.
We ending the broadcast just now.
Hey.